and it's nationwide. While some 5G signals go only once, T-Mobile 5G goes live.
What is good, guys? How's everybody doing on their end? Happy New Year. My Vernon Kid, your alpha is here. How's my pack doing? It is January 12th, 2020, and this is the first live Q&A open mic session of the year. There's going to be a little changes as well, guys. I'm going to let you guys know as well through the course of the Q&A. But I'm here, guys, to answer your questions, maybe throw some questions back at you. I'll start doing that more as well. I hope you guys watched my my first video on the channel for 2020. Basically, it explains like what's to come, what new varieties I'm gonna do. It also tells you guys about the new expansion channel that I have on Valere TV. I also have an account over there now where I will be putting certain content over there as well, and also exclusive content over there as well, including the classic series I used to do called Characters Why I Like Them is now going to be exclusive over there, where I talk about various characters from comics, movies, things like that, and explain why I like them, things like that. The first few episodes of series it's not going to be series 4. It's going to be just over there. I'm doing the new Mutants. I want to get those characters off my chest. I want to explain those characters, and I'm not just talking about what you see in that movie that's coming out, but I need people to understand the reason why I'm boycotting that movie and why I don't like what has been going on with that movie and things like that. And so I need to educate people on those characters: Sunspot, Danny Moonstar, Ilyana Rasputin, Ronnie Sinclair, Wolfsbane, and even I'll even do Cecilia Reyes, who was in that movie as well. But I hope you guys had a good, happy New Year. I hope the year started off pretty good for you guys as well. But definitely you should go watch that video, my up-to-date video of what's to come. One of the things I'm really excited to do is the try stuff, like experimenting with different foods and stuff that I never tried. But I've kind of already told you guys a few of them that I'm definitely gonna do. Also eat some international foods that is not really here in the States, but I can go to World Market and buy those. Like I said before, I kind of give a shout out to my Aussie pack members, and shouts out to them as always. I hope everything is going well, and you guys are safe. The fires are just going ablaze. But I told them that I'm gonna be eating Tim Tams for the first time, because I've heard nothing but good things about Tim Tams. So definitely gonna look forward to doing some try stuff on the channel. This main channel has always been a variety channel, and that's gonna be fun. I also uploaded the first reaction on the All Reaction channel. It was actually request reaction, so you guys can go check that out. It was weird, but yeah, you guys gotta check that out. So let's see what's going on. This should be fun to talk about and see what questions you guys have. But I think that's definitely the first question. How's everybody doing? That's the first question. I think I always ask you guys that. How's everybody doing out there? Huh? How's everybody doing? That's always been the first question I always ask. So we have Dark Primus. He says happy 2020. Thank you. We got Marion, happy 2020 as well. Andre and Marion. Okay, so let's look at the first question we have. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the first two volumes of Immortal Hulk, but I got volumes 3 and 4 of the Power Rangers comics since I have the first two in the first two of Soul's Darth Vader comics, and I also have the 5th volume. Which also did a good job with that Darth Vader uh, miniseries. He now writes Star Wars now, so yeah. And I've met Charles Soule many times. I've met him 3 times, I think now. Hell of a guy, nice guy. Always the advice he's given me and things like that, and told me about characters he would love to write, things like that. Has always been very cool. Very very cool dude indeed. So yeah, I definitely recommend Immortal Hulk. It is Al Ewing. I met Al Ewing too. Hell of a guy. Uh, and he has been just doing a fantastic job with this Hulk comic. He really has. It's not even a question of like, if you ask people like who's your favorite Hulk writers, you got to throw Al Ewing up in there. If people would ask me like who's my favorite Hulk writers, I would be like Peter David, Greg would throw Al Ewing up in there. There's others, but yeah, definitely those guys would be up in there. He has just been doing. Who would have thought that making somewhat of a horror comic for the Hulk would work out so well? And it has. It has just been so good, and I do recommend it. You get it in trade. You find it on Amazon or whatever. There, when I go look on Amazon, I always see like the first volumes are really cheap. Like they're not even over $10. So trust me. But I'm more of a single issue guy. I like to collect. But I'm starting to get more trades now as of late. But especially if I can't find them in single issues, I'll get them in trades. But I've always been a single issue guy. I mean, if I turn the camera around, you could see my collection. I'm looking right at my comic collection. I still need to put stuff in boxes. This is crazy. But yeah, it's what I do. Let's see what's next. Darth Prime says, "How have you watched the video called Reverse Snap by Spectrum Cinema? It's basically the alternate version of Avengers Endgame where the other half got snapped." No, I have not. I have not watched that. That'd be very interesting. Maybe I need to check it out. Hey Chris, Happy New Year. Hey Nathan. Let's see. We have Del Wed. What's up, dude? How strong is Wonder Man? Is he strong enough to crush planets? No, he's not. Wonder Man is strong, but he's not that strong. He's not like on that kind of level to crush planets. The ionic power that he is of, yeah, it makes him strong. It does give him. I mean, he could take it to characters that you would think, very high powered, even former heralds of Galactus. He could take it to them, but he's kind of like, in a sense, almost in a sense like Captain Atom. It's like Captain Atom is powerful, but at the same time, he's not as powerful as, let's say, someone like the Spectre or something like that. But Wonder Man is strong. Simon is strong, and I would love to see Simon sometime debut in the MCU. There's so many characters I would love to see debut. I was just recently. I was on Disney Plus, and I was last week. I was Thursday. I was like, I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch a little bit of the old X-Men, and I was already watching it, and I'm already on season 3, I believe. Yeah, season 3. And pretty much it got to the episode where Wolverine is called up to Canada, and he's calling for Heather Hudson, and then all of a sudden he gets attacked by Alpha Flight, and I filmed it with my camera phone. I was just filming it with my camera phone, and then I posted it on my Facebook, and I was like, this is the only animated version of Alpha Flight. And I basically said it is high time that we see the elite Canadian team, Marvel's elite Canadian team in the MCU. I got no complaints. And people was like, yeah, I would love to see that. And I think it's possible now. And I feel like it should happen. We could see that there are other teams outside of just the Avengers in the MCU. Like this is a team that protects Canada, all of Canada, and the threats that come in and out, foreign and domestic in Canada. Vindicator. No, well, it's not Vindicator. It's Guardian, Vindicator, Sasquatch, Puck, Snowbird, Aurora, North Star, and am I forgetting somebody? I think I've got everybody. Oh, Marion, the fish lady. I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, like I would love to see them bring Alpha Flight sometime. It'd be great. I've always had a soft spot for Alpha Flight. I've always liked them. I've never really hated on Alpha Flight. I enjoyed everything. I always said whenever Claremont created something that's why Chris Claremont. Yes, we always give respect to Kirby and Lee for what they did. They are the foundation of the X-Men, but it is potent that you not forget that Chris motherfucking Claremont, there's a reason why we call him Mr. X-Men, because of what he has contributed to that franchise. A lot of the great stories and characters have come from that man. And I had the honor and privilege of meeting that man and thanking him for everything he's done. So, yeah. I love Chris Claremont. Let's see what else we have. Nathan Banks says, do you wish the series Power? Do you watch series Power and Who Shot Ghost? Not really. I mean, I've watched a few episodes there, here and there, but those shows like that, I'm not really big into, because it's like it's almost the same old. It's like, oh, okay, I've seen this kind of storytelling before. I mean, I've watched a few episodes in there, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not really something I haven't seen before. Just being honest. Marianne says, Will Smith once said, every young man needs an Uncle Phil. Do you agree with that? Especially if you don't have a father in your life, a father figure to help provide you with that type of need that only the male can do for you. Unfortunately for me, I have and still have my father in my life, so it's different, but I have cousins who don't have their father, didn't have their fathers. Their fathers were, pump, that was it, and they were out. I have several cousins like that. But I do agree with it. You do need like a father figure. You always need that, whether you're male or female. And I have some good uncles, that can make up that, especially uncles that don't have their own kids. I got my father's side. I got, there's only one uncle that doesn't have children. So yeah. And on my mom's side, I didn't have any uncle. I don't have any uncles, parental, maternal aunts, or uncles that are maybe, because my mother, she only had sisters. She didn't have brothers. My dad had brothers and sisters. He had 7. Yes, there's 6. There's 3. Uncle Jerome, Uncle Kurt, Uncle Al, Uncle Charles. 4 brothers and 2 sisters. So yeah. So yeah. But definitely, I agree with what Will said. I've been watching a lot of the promotions that they've been doing for Bad Boys and some of the stuff that he talked about and why, and I can't wait to see, because that's one of the movies definitely of 2020 that I'm definitely going to see. Bad Boys 3. I'm ready for this one. And I love what Will said about that. I love what he said about the reason why it has taken so long for the 3rd one, because he's even admitted, he said, look, I just didn't want this to be a cash grab. He said it, and he's constantly keeps saying it. I didn't want this to be a cash grab. Martin's always said, look, I was ready. I was always ready, and then Will would call me and say, I think we're ready. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. Okay, yeah, we're ready. And, let's do it. So Martin was always ready, but Will always had that itchy feeling about, because, he wasn't feeling right about some of the past sequels that he's done. And this is coming from a guy who's always said, he's not really big into doing too many sequels. And he said he felt that way about Men in Black. But, with this, he wanted it to be right. And this one he's talked about, it's got some real personal stuff that the last 2 did not have. And the main concept of this one he's talked about is that it's really going to the place of how far are you willing to go for your friend, because in this one we've seen like both Mike and Marcus are both going in different directions. Now Marcus, he wants to retire, now he's a grandpa. He's a granddaddy. His daughter had a kid, and Mike is still kind of Playboy Mike, and having that like a kind of a midlife crisis until things like that. So, but I'm so looking forward to Men in Black. I mean, why I say Men in Black, Bad Boys 2. I mean, what about you guys? See, like I said, I'm gonna throw questions back at you. Please answer them. I'm looking forward to it. So in the meantime, let's move on to the next question. What you guys have said to me. Thoughts on Christian Bale being in talks to be in a role in the new Thor movie. And I have planned to do a full video on that, but I will let you know. I'll give like a little bit of it, so stay tuned for that. I think it's going to be a part of the opinion spot, or I think it's going to be a part of Geek Thought. But I'm shocked. I'm a little shocked. I was like, whoa, he's in talks of being a part of it. And then all of a sudden now the creative juices, and how my omni brain starts working, like, who could he be playing? I've heard people say, oh, he's going to voice Beta Ray Bill. I've heard that. And I'm like, okay. But then I threw out characters right away. I'll give you one character that they may be going with. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So what was I? Oh, the one character I feel that Christian Bale could be playing they may be looking at him, talks to him being the maybe the villain for Thor: Love and Thunder. And one of the characters I feel that he could be playing is a certain god slayer by the name of Gorg. Y'all remember Jason Aaron's run of Thor? He introduced the character Gorg, who was going around killing other gods, and Thor would fight him. We saw King Thor fighting him in the future, the possible future. It could be, he could be, but if it does everything go right, you can put Christian Bale now in that category of actors who have worked and played Marvel and DC characters. And he played a very popular DC character, Batman. Just think about that. But I'll get more into that later on. Like I said, I got a video I'm working on for that, Darth. So stay tuned for that. I mean, who would you guys want to see Christian Bale play in Thor: Love and Thunder? Yeah, there you go. Let's see, Marion, what are your thoughts on Kevin Feige getting hate for what's the name leaving? Look, that happens. I mean, from what they're saying, it was creative differences. Okay, but he's just gone as the director. He's not gone from the project. He's still going to be an executive producer. The guy who directed the first Doctor Strange is still going to be executive producing it. He still has a lot of power. And yeah, it is kind of funny, especially with this next one being supposed to be kind of very horror-esque vibe. Yeah, I can see why people, being a little upset, but I'm not upset with it. This happens. It's show business. That stuff happens. Hey, Caroline. Let's see. Roulette Gamer YouTube. Miss me? Welcome back. Welcome. Who is stronger, She-Hulk or Wonder Woman? Definitely would say Wonder Woman. I don't know, because She-Hulk has got kind of a power boost as of late now. She's a lot. If you've been reading Avengers, Aaron's run of Avengers, she's gotten an extreme power boost now. It's like to the point she has almost like completely tapped into the full potential of her gamma power. Like she's like and got really increased strength now. Sorry about that. That's my phone. Let me turn that off. Yeah, she's really gotten a power boost, but I still will say Wonder Woman. They're always gonna say Wonder Woman. But like I said, She-Hulk's, and I also give it maybe to Wonder Woman more because of experience. She has more experience than Jennifer. And I'm still waiting for it just to see who they're gonna cast as Jennifer, for her show. I can't wait to see who they cast for her. Because I really still want them to do two actresses. Pre-Gamma, post-Gamma. Let's see, Caroline, who do you think are the motivations of the witch Zangi in the live action? Oh, what do I think is the witch's motivation? I don't know. I really don't. I think it's just power. But the way they explained it is the fact that there's going to be like a cat and mouse game between her and Mulan, like throughout the whole film. And I'm like, okay. And what I really like is the fact that, yeah, this is not a direct paste and copy of the animated version. And as of late, outside of maybe outside of maybe I would say maybe the Jungle Book, you know, all the other live action movies have been just pasting copies. Like they pick and put it live action. Nothing has changed. So this one being that, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm so looking forward to this Mulan movie. Just to see first, just as someone who's practiced martial arts, it's going to be to me a martial arts spectacle. It's going to be like kind of like Shaolin opera, like just to see them move and how that seeing the different actors and actresses, like from just seeing Jet Li as the Emperor was like what, like, and my man Donnie Yen and Jason Scott Lee and all these actors, Constant Wu, I believe she's in it too. A lot of actors and actresses that I know, and to me, how I feel is if this does so good, being that this is basically an entire all Asian cast, look for Shang-Chi to deliver with his movie. Because Feige has already stated that the cast will probably is going to be similar to Black Panther, 98% all Asian. And I'm fine with that. And I'm looking forward to seeing Shang-Chi, battle the Mandarin. And I think they may even make the Mandarin his dad in the MCU, which I wouldn't mind. I'm like, you know what? Okay. Instead of his real dad, I'll be all right with it. I know there's still a lot of people that still don't like the fact that the Mandarin's coming and no Iron Man. This is the MCU. It's different. They're not pasting and copying from. It's influenced by the books, no doubt about it, but they are doing their own thing as well. Because if that was the case, we would have seen Adam Warlock defeat Thanos, not the other way around. But we still haven't seen Adam Warlock yet. We've seen him in his cocoon, but he hasn't come out yet. We're still waiting for him. Let's see. Moving on. Okay. What are your thoughts? This is from Andre Podrick. What are your thoughts on the Hawkeye being delayed indefinitely? That's a rumor. There was a new report saying that's a rumor. That's not true. So don't believe it. Marion, what do you think of Marvel buying back the movie rights to Hulk? I haven't heard anything indefinite yet, so I'm still open until a real reliable source. Like I said before, I don't like reading from a lot of these comic book sites. I go right to this, like if it's Hollywood Reporter or Variety News or something like that says, yeah, okay, now I'm gonna believe it. Or Marvel themselves come out and say, yeah, we got the rights to Hulk and Namor back. Like, I'll believe it. But to me, I believe that a lot more than a lot of these other rumors. Like, I don't for a second believe that stupid rumor that's out now about that New Mutants crap movie that's coming out is going to be a part of the MCU. That's so. Never mind. I'm not even going there. Get that movie. Dark Promise. What do you think what do you think would have been a better title for Thor for than Love and Thunder? Um hmm. I would say maybe Reborn, Rebirth, or um some other things. Uh I don't know. I probably would have just called it the Mighty Thor. I don't know. That would have been cool. There have been some other Thor titles I remember. I can't remember. But yeah, you know, I can understand. I think I know the kind of reason probably why they're going with that. But you know, it's not bad. It does seem like a rock album. You know, it's like, okay, I get it. So that, yeah, so y'all answer that. There you go. There's another question. What I just said, Darth Primus just asked, what would have been a better surrogate name for Thor 4? So yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys would have called it. See, there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna be going down. I'm looking for some of these answers that I'm throwing back at y'all. Let's see. Any thoughts on Harley Quinn series on Disney Universe, DC Universe? I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it yet. Do I plan to? Not. I'm kind of. Little be honest. I'll be a little bit honest. I'm kind of burnt out, and I love Harley, but I'm a little burnt out on her. It's like they are shoving her down our throats a little too much. Like, okay, and this Birds of Prey movie ain't helping anymore. It's like they're promoting her more than. And I know Gail loves it, but I've told Gail, look, Gail, this is not Birds of Prey to me. Like, this is well. Do you think Liu Kang should get his own game? No. I like Shaolin monks, but let's be honest, doing video games, a lot of those spin-off Mortal Kombat games were not good. They didn't work. Shaolin monks was a good example of it. Got it right, fine, but you know, special forces, you know, Sub-Zero mythologies, no, keep what they are. What's Mortal Kombat? It's a fighting game series. Keep it what it is. The story mode's working. Let's see. When do you think we will see Jane Foster at the beginning of Thor? Like, what has she been doing since she last saw the Dark World? I don't know. I'm sure she's gonna be she's gonna be a big part of it. The biggest question for me is how she's gonna get the power. You know, they're saying like she's gonna become her that, and it's gonna make me wonder like how is she gonna be able, because what's her hammer gonna look like? Because Mjolnir is destroyed. It was destroyed in the MCU, and the one that we saw was from the past, and Cap took that back to where it was needed to be back. So it needs to be there. There's probably going to be some. I still feel Jane is going to be a mixture of her Thor and Thor girl, where that's my vision of it. Next up, Marion says it's been said that Godzilla King of Monsters was made by. Oh yeah, I told you that already. You asked me the same question you asked me over there. Yeah, I said that was fair. Roulette Gamer says once again, my username is pronounced Rocket. Rocket? Oh, okay. Rocket. Okay. Sometimes it's spelled French way though. Rocket. That's fine. Caroline, do you think Stargirl from the JSA and Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel, would be friends? Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Hell, I'd write a fan fiction of that. I might actually do that too. Put that on my fan fiction account. Do you think that it's about time we should get a new Batgirl or Wonder Girl in DC Comics. No. Right now, no, because in my opinion, DC can't handle the ones they got now. It's like, to me, I don't understand why DC shits on Tim Drake. They shit on this character so much. Why? First, and I've said it before, I hate the name. I hate his new look. That he will always be Robin or Red Robin, not call me Drake. Stupid. It's so stupid. And I don't read Nightwing anymore because I don't like this whole story. Like, I don't like the whole now, Rick Grayson, he's still not really Dick Grayson because after he got, I'm like, okay. I've kind of my pull list of DC books have kind of dwindled now even more. I don't like what they're doing with Wally West. I'm just like, oh my God, like it's just bothering me. It's just like so until they get it right, they do. There's no need to make any new Wonder Girls or any new Batgirls until they do right by the ones they have now. Do you want Donna Troy and Cassandra Sanborn in any capability in the Wonder Woman movies? I would love to see Donna, Cassie, maybe down the line, but definitely, and especially especially going the route where they're going, especially in the movie now, because Cassie is Zeus's daughter too. So basically, that would be really what I want. Okay, here, since they have gone the route with Wonder Woman being the daughter of Zeus, I would love for them to do the kind of, Diana meets the rest of her siblings, the other children Zeus, help pop out. We all know Zeus. He's the biggest player in the game. He's the biggest playboy god. That guy didn't know, he could not stick it anywhere. Like, he see a pretty thing, I'm going to disguise myself as that person's dead husband or something like that, and I'm gonna hit it and then leave. And you wonder why your wife is so pissed off and always trying to kill these kids. Look in the mirror, Zeus. That's why I would love to just tell that. I would love one of the guys just to tell Zeus that, like, you're the biggest, ever. I'm just saying, but it's true. So you think it's what I said? Oh yeah, okay. Patrick, I would have called it Worthy of Thunder. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Worthy of Thunder. That sounds like a album too, Worthy of Thunder. Or something else like that. Caroline asks, I know it's gonna sound kind of stupid, but do you think it's about time we had some kind of Disney like musical number in any of the Marvel or Star Wars? No. The only place I can see that maybe going over is maybe a Deadpool do it somewhere down the line, kind of poke fun of it, but nah, keep those things from, because technically they're not just Disney movies. They're not they're owned by Disney, but the MCU is its own universe. Star Wars is its own universe. They don't need that stuff. Keep that just in the Disney stuff. Man, what is the worst beatdown you've seen Megatron inflict on somebody? I think when I read Megatron Origins, he did something really sick in that. I was like, Can't remember. I would call it Thunderstrike. After the character Thunderstrike, Eric Masterson. Maybe could have worked. Patrick, who's that? Patrick. Oh, Patrick's. Nova movie. Do you think it's one of the unnamed Marvel movies? There's too many for me to say, but I want Nova. I love Richard Rider. Yes, I said Richard Rider. I don't hate Sam Alexander, but my Nova, my Shellhead, my Human Rocket is the Nova Prime himself, Richard Rider. You know, that's my Nova. And so, yeah, I'd love to see them bring Richard into the universe. And what would really be interesting just to see how they do it, you know, without really maybe stepping on anybody's toes. You know, sometimes making a period piece helps. Sometimes those help. You know, you kind of, okay, this is where this character is. Because I've always said it, and I'll say it again, the biggest thing I've always said with the MCU is being that not all the characters have been introduced at the same time. It always comes down to, okay, what was these characters doing prior to the invasion in Manhattan or something like that? Oh, that was really good. I need to get that again. Oh, what's it called? Body armor. Super. Okay. Sorry about that. Hey kid, what's up? Nero? Rocket. My name indeed is in French. Oh, yeah, of course. If Peter Parker and Billy Batson met, would they be friends? What I'm hoping for is okay. Hope versus Doomsday. What's with all the versus matches, man? Hands down. Depends on the Hulk we're talking about. Which Hulk? How different would Thor Ragnarok be if Thor never threw Mjolnir at Hela that resulted in destruction its destruction? I don't think it would have been that different because we kind of saw that Hela was still way more stronger than her brother. Especially at the end, like I hit her with the biggest thunderbolt and she still kept coming. And what I think what Marvel and what they were trying to do in the MCU was that, yes, which is true. In some ways it is true. The hammer just helps him. He's called the god of thunder and lightning for the Norse god of thunder for a reason. He doesn't need that hammer at all. And that's something that it has become synonymous with him because of who he is, you know. And you read Nordic mythology like I do, yeah, it's always been a part of him. But when you take it away from him, then what is he? And until he got thunder, I was about to say Thunder Cutter. So before he got oh God, what's Beta Ray Bill's hammer's name? I forgot the damn name. I'm losing it. I used to know that thing right off the top of my head. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Stormbreaker. I don't forget that. Stormbreaker, yeah. It was always seemed like, yeah, well, he's gonna get something, you know. He's always I thought he was just gonna get a new version of Mjolnir, but maybe a souped up version, but no, they went with Thunder. They kind of went with more of his hammer look. They went with the ultimate look for because in the Ultimate comics, that's how his hammer looked. It looks like it's like an axe and hammer combined. But in some way, I don't think that mattered too much because it was like he was all. It just kind of showed like even at the end, like Thor still was just not at that level of his sister, his older sister. And that too, I did not mind too much, with Hela being a child of Odin. I didn't mind, you know, but if for anybody who doesn't know, Hela is Loki's daughter. Loki has some weird kids. Even the wolf, the Ernest wolf, that's his child. That's not his like. Just it's weird. Norse mythology is like really weird. Just some of the, especially Loki's kids, are weird. Like if you ever watched that movie, The Ritual, on Netflix, the monster in that's a Yotan. That's one of Loki's kids. That thing's weird. Hope I'm saying your name right. Eli in. I'm probably butchering your name. I apologize. So yeah, Loki musical, the Deadpool musical will be good. Did you see it? Caroline, how would you introduce Donna and Cassie in the Wonder Woman movies? Like I said before about Cassie would just be through like the other kids of Zeus, and I would probably have it was where probably okay. Basically, for me, I would probably have it where it's Cersei's killing off all the kids of Zeus and trying to kill off all the kids of Zeus and doing a pretty good job at getting some of them, but losing, but never getting Cassie. Cassie would be the daughter that nobody knew about until now. Donna would be a little different. It would have to be. I wouldn't want to go to that they did a route where Donna was like the evil, or she was jealous and things. No, don't go that route. Marion, is the X-Men villain Mojo a force to be reckoned with? In some ways, yes, he is. I would love for them to bring Mojo into the new X-Men movies. I keep saying it. I still need to do that video, but I keep saying it. Kevin Feige and his team needs to do everything different when they introduce the X-Men. Like, forget Magneto right now. You could establish that this guy is already in the world, but forget that guy. Stop. They shoved Magneto down our throats with Fox. Forget him. You bring Mojo. You bring Sinister in. You bring characters that are more needed than Magneto. And the X-Men has a very lustrous villain rogue gallery. The biggest thing that they need to do not make Mystique some anti-hero or hero. She's a villain strewn through. Ain't nothing changed about that. And because that's one of the biggest things I hated about Fox. Like, I'm like, why are y'all trying to make Mystique to be some good guy? She don't care about nobody but herself and her lover Destiny. That's it. She don't care about nobody. She don't even care about her kids like that. Don't change that. Get out of here. Like, don't change that. Could a World War II era Invaders series starring an all new French rebel superhero work? It could, but I don't think it's part of the plan. I mean, it would be cool to see like okay, well, when Cap was doing this in World, okay, there was There were other heroes. I mean, that would be, and that's also something that I could see done like on a like a Disney Plus series or something like that. Like, you know, maybe while Cap was doing this, the first Union Jack was doing this, and uh and the All-Star Squadron or something like that. And you know, that's what I think. What I want in the MCU, I want a new speedster. I said that right off the bat. I said we need a new speedster, or you bring Quicksilver back. And that's kind of what a lot of people are feeling with the new is we're gonna kind of see that kind of teased in the one Doctor Strange sequel. Like they may be planting seeds for maybe Wanda wanting her brother back. Because I keep saying, like, the dude, Alan Taylor Johnson, he signed a multi-picture deal to play Quicksilver, and they kill him off. I'm like, then bring him back as a different version where maybe he's from a world where Wanda died and he lived. See where I'm going? Like I've always said, that would work. You see how they did it in Injustice? The Green Arrow we see in Injustice 2, he's from another Earth because his Dinah died. And the Dinah we see in that world is from the current Earth, but her Green Arrow died. So you brought them together. There you go. Glass Joe, I can't stay long. Hi, Guy. Are you excited about the Shang-Chi? Oh, yes. You probably don't know me, dude. That's probably, and I don't mind your accent. I'm a huge Shang-Chi fan. I love the Master of Kung Fu. Love that guy. This is a guy who can go toe to toe with the likes of Doctor Doom and beat him. He's beaten Doctor Doom. He has no powers. He is basically just basically the Marvel Bruce Lee. That's all he is. And you guys know how I am about Bruce Lee. So yeah, definitely. I'm not too familiar, but how good is he in martial arts? He is the best. Shang-Chi. Let me break it down for you. Let me give you a little class 101 of Shang-Chi. Okay. Shang-Chi came out in the 1970s. So he came around the time when all those martial art movies was getting big. Bruce Lee was still alive. He died a year later, but he was born by a man he thought was a humanitarian, his father, and a British. He's half Chinese, half white. His mother was British. His father, who was a criminal overlord, chose his mother out of all these women, he chose her to be the perfection to carry his seed. This is how egotistical his dad was. Okay, so when Shang was born, his dad would have him train since the day he could walk with a different martial artist. He knows other martial arts, but Kung Fu is the one that people focus on more. He learned that since he was a kid, meaning day in eat, sleep, martial arts, eat, sleep, martial art. He knows the human body better than any doctor. He knows where to hit, and he can take it to anybody. He can take the fight to anybody. Let me put the emphasis on that. And I'm not just talking like low-level metahumans in the Marvel. I'm talking about guys like Wolverine. He can beat Wolverine in a fight. He can. Iron Fist has stated many times that if he does not use the power of the Iron Fist, Shang can beat him. Shang-Chi taught Spider-Man martial arts, taught him Kung Fu when Spidey lost his spider sense for a while, and then helped Peter learn his own martial art called the Way of the Spider. He has everybody wants to come to him to learn because when they were reforming the Avengers, when they were going really big with the Avengers, Cap went straight to him and was like, we want you a part of the Avengers. Shang-Chi, that's the kind of guy Shang-Chi is. He's quiet, but he is a guy you want as a ally and not as an enemy. He has fought dragons. He has fought in demigods. He's and beaten them. He is no joke. And I hope they capture that in this movie, like just how good he really is. The Shang-Chi movie needs to be different from any Marvel movie we've seen, where it should almost be a somewhat of a martial art flick. Roy Thomas, one of his co-creators, said that he hopes it's not just a martial art flick, but it has to showcase martial arts that we have not seen in an MCU. He is one of the best. He's one of the best martial artists in the Marvel universe. Period. Period. That's a little bit of one-on-one with him. Okay, let me also give a little bit more. Dr. Doom's armor is as strong and even better than Iron Man's, because it is not just an armor, it's infused with alchemy. Inside his armor, there are alchemy marks because Dr. Doom knows alchemy. So it's magic based as well. Shang-Chi broke that armor. There is only a few martial artists in the Marvel universe that can probably beat him in a fair fight. And that one of them is probably Karnak, because he would find Karnak is an inhuman that he could just take one look at you and know your weak spot. Like, okay, I know where to hit you. But it's not like Karnak it's gonna be easy. But yeah, Karnak is probably one of them. And of course, but the fact is there are other beings too. But Shang-Chi is one of those characters you look at and you're just like, I know where Marvel they got their influence from, and he's probably one of the biggest homage characters to the legendary Bruce Lee, and I'm fine with that. And I ran my mouth off long enough about that. Okay. All right. I apologize, guys. Like I could talk all the time about Shang-Chi. Who was a better king of the gods, Zeus or Odin, and why? Odin. Odin was, and why? Simple. There's just so many simple. If you look at the mythology of both gods, there were more things Zeus did as a dick. Like it was just you just reading like, what a dick. Like not even just the affairs that Zeus has had, you know, and all the countless children he's had outside of not his wife, you know, there's just been some really shitty things this guy has done compared to what Odin. So yeah, like it's hard. It's really not hard to go into more detail, but it's like, do your research and you'll see, like, Zeus almost like the different Olympians that he has had affairs with is just like, it's like, no wonder this dude, no wonder Hera is the way she is, because of that idiot. And his brothers don't tell him. Poseidon or Hades never told him, because he's the king, like, oh, he could do what he want. But they never like said like, hey brother, maybe you should stop. Like, you're really upsetting your wife. Odin, on the other hand, was wise, and he's done some things too, but it's always contemplating on Odin being very wise. He's very wise and all-knowing, the All-Father. What's your favorite Greek myth? Um, that's a hard one because I'm a mythology buff. Uh, I love, I love the, I love I love anything that deals with Hercules. A lot of things that he's done. I love the Odyssey. Um, there's just so many. It's hard, Caroline. It's hard. Uh, would a new Static Shock cartoon series work out? I think yeah, because people just love Static, and he doesn't get enough push. You know, and there's the reason why, as of right now, Dwayne McDuffie's I think Widow has been in court with DC for a long time, and because of this, like none of those characters that Dwayne McDuffie has helped co-create can be used. I mean, but we've seen him in like he can be used, but he can't be used like I think in a solo act. So we've seen him in Young Justice, which I like, but I'm really want him in full costume. Like the whole just you know jean vest and everything is give me the real stuff now. Uh when Cap went back in time to return the stones, what if he left the hammer close to Jane and that maybe how she becomes worthy of maybe I was just hoping Jane gets a good character arc in Living. Yeah. Sentinels could work as villains. They've done that already in Days of Future Past. The only difference is they made them into something they're not. They were more super adaptoids instead of what the Sentinels. But if Feige wants to do the Sentinels again, do everything differently. Bring Master Mold, bring Bastion, bring Nimrod. I don't care, but just bring and make the Sentinel, in my opinion, make the Sentinels look directly like the Sentinels that we see. You know, the maroon pinkish head, the like grayish face, the purple, things like not what we've seen in Day. And don't get me wrong, for a first trial basis, that Sentinel looked pretty good, but it looked like a vacuum cleaner. They look like vacuum cleaners, like in some way. But yeah, we do need to see the Sentinels again. Like I said, Nimrod for sure, Master Mold, the real leader of the Sentinels, Bastion, who was more of a, he's a Sentinel, but he's more of a human. He's a biotic Sentinel. When they started going that route with the Sentinels, that the Sentinels became more cybernetic with humans, like Omega Sentinel. Remember her? It was like, okay. Speaking of Injustice, I am not sure if you read the comics from the beginning and the Amazons. Well, a group of them frustrated me when they broke Diana out of her cell. Yeah, I've read that stupid stuff. Do you think Doctor Doom already exists in the MCU and he's just been kept at low profile? That's not a no answer because a lot of characters have been in some way already in the MCU. We just haven't seen them. Like, for example, Quentin Beck was always in the MCU, and the way they brought him in and explained, like, okay, where he's been was pretty like, okay, I could see that. So I would not. It would be interesting because then if Doctor Doom is already Victor Von Doom is already in there, then Reed Richards should already be in it because they were roommates. They knew each other. That's where the rivalry between them came from. So all I'm saying is Doctor Doom needs to have his own music, like Vader. Marion says, favorite Vegeta moment in the Tournament of Power arc. I don't. I would say probably when he beat forgetting his name right now, but yeah, I can't remember his name. But the Tournament of Power to me, that was all just for Goku in a sense. So his moments kind of stand out more than Vegeta's. They even betrayed Apollo. Yeah, a bunch of idiots. Caroline, I hope that if we get Injustice 3, we'll see the version of Diana put in her place. Whoops. I hope there is a Injustice 3. Diana, I mean, she was. I hate to call her this, but and Injustice, well, she's a bitch. I can't stand her. I'm like, it was points I want her to die. I'm like, somebody kill her. Like, she's such a bitch. I was like she just lost everything that made her who she is. Like, I'm like, she's not even she's talking. She's not even talking about love and peace anymore. She's talking about like, you know, she was such a hypocrite too. It's like, like there's a scene where she is about to kill Cheetah, and because Supergirl went down and Cheetah came over, and then Cheetah slit her, cut her because her claws are kind of magic as well, and she's bleeding out, and here comes Harley comes in and is like, "You okay?" And so then Harley stops, stops stops Wonder Woman killing. She's like, she had enough Wonder Bread, and she's like, yeah, she's like, you're lecturing me. How much blood is on your hand, Quinn? And she's like, oh, buckets. I love Tara Strong when he cut this line. She's like, oh, buckets, honey. I was just trying to impress the wrong guy, and I was just like, this is the Harley. I like this Harley. I like this Harley. She knows she's done was wrong, and just in that moment, Diana just got butt hurt because she got put in her place by Harley, and then she stabs her. Even before that, she took pleasure in killing, saying that she killed. When they killed Golden Glider, Captain Cold's sister, and the rest of the rogues. She took pleasure in that. And then she blaming why his sister died on Captain Cold. I'm like, this bitch, like what the hell? Like, you're Amazon, yes, but you were never about kill first and all that stuff. It was always love. You were the ambassador of love. You fought, yes, but you fought for love and peace. Like, okay, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's like, go fuck yourself, Diana. Like, I couldn't stand her in Injustice. I could not. Couldn't stand Diana in Injustice. There were times somebody kill her, please. Kill her, please. Kill her now. Could a new Legacy Hero series starring a long lost son, daughter, or clone of Namor work out? See, I don't want that. Oh God, no. Please don't. I don't need that. I don't. I tell you one thing I'm looking forward to: the new Warriors are coming back to comics, and to see the old gang from the original first series back together. Namorita, Namor's cousin, Night Thrasher, Speed Boss, Firestar, Rage, teaching a new generation, whether they like it or not. I like that. I can't wait to read that. Next up is Me May Me Meme Isaiah. Hey Vernon, can you react to more FBE? If I like it, and that's up, and I'm just not. There's been things that I just been seeing. I'm just like, that's okay, you know. So, and besides that, nobody don't request anything here. Wrong channel for that. Wrong channel. Damn right. I'm sick of that. I'm just telling you, man. She was just. I couldn't take her in Injustice. I'm like, just somebody kill her. Like, everybody, says this about Superman. Yeah, Superman. He's another big hypocrite in that game, but in that world. But I was just like, somebody kill Diana, please, please kill her. Like, kill her. Like, kill her, please. God damn it, somebody kill her. I'm dead serious. Like, there were times I wanted reverse flash just to kill her, like vibrate his hand. That's it. It's like, how does she still have her powers? It's just like that should have been taken away from her. It's ridiculous. Who is stronger, Hercules or Thor? Thor. Hercules is only a demigod. Thor is full god. And they fought before, and Thor was stronger. In the Marvel universe, they're cousins. Actually, they're cousins because in the Marvel comics, Hercules is in the Marvel comics. The reason why he is related cousin of Thor, Hercules is a cousin of Thor, because Thor's real mother, his biological mother, is Gaia, the Titan god of Earth, the Greek. That's who Odin had Thor with. That's why it explains why Thor is so close to Midgard instead of Asgard. Why he stays, why he's so close to the Earth, because of his mother. But being that they in the MCU, they went kind of more with the mythology of Thor, where Frigga is, that's fine. But if that was the case, they went that route more, than they should have brought Balder in. Balder should be in, Balder the Brave. Oh, Balder the Brave should have been in the Thor movies, but he's a few, Asgardians that we haven't seen. Who ever heard of the Percy Jackson storybooks? Yes, I have. Never read them. I saw the first movie. It was okay. Hey Chris, how are you? Fine, happy New Year. I'm good. Funniest moment in Robin Hood, Men in Tights. That's too many. You bugging with that one. I love that movie though, but there's too many moments. Caroline, do you think Static and Miles would be friends? Yes, like they're just certain characters that would just be friends. You could just, it's not even a question of asking. It's just like, yeah, they'd be friends. Are you planning on seeing Birds of Prey? No, I am not. Funniest moment in Monty Python. I haven't seen Monty Python in so long, so I can't tell you. I think I'll give Birds of Prey a chance if it gets a decent review. You shouldn't do that. You should just go, if you're gonna go see it, you should go see it for your own account. Don't worry about somebody's review. Like for me, it's just like, that's not Birds of Prey. to me, it's just focusing too much on Harley, which it shouldn't. Like, I'm like, okay, this ain't the Birds of Prey. There's a reason why the Birds of Prey came together, and this ain't it. You know, should never have just wait for somebody's review, whether it's Rotten Tomato or something like that. You should go see a movie because you're interested in it yourself. I've seen movies where I liked it, but review critics panned it shitless. But I was like, I liked it, so that's all that matters. I don't care what they say. I liked it. Good cheese, you know. Like, there's movies that I loved that critics said it was it's crap. That's just some advice. I'm just saying. Say, Chris, I heard that thing that happened in the comics industry called the Comic Gates. What is it exactly, and what are your opinion on it? Comic Gates. Okay, let me read up on it because I can't remember it too much. The campaign in opposition to forced diversity and progressive in the content of North American and the kinds of creators who work in the industry. The name is participate argue that forced diversity occurs in both hiring and comic content. The moment has been described as part of the alternate alt-right movement and has an harassment campaign which targets women colored. Oh, Jesus Christ. I ain't for that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Nope. I ain't for that. There's your answer right there. I'm not for that. Warhawk. Who do you main in the big fighting games? Who's my main? Oh, that's easy. Street Fighter, Ryu, Scorpion, Mortal Kombat, Hwoarang, Tekken. If we're going Fatal Fury or King of Fighters, Terry Bogard. DOA. I'm probably going Ryu Hayabusa. Many of the ninja characters. Guilty Gear, Soul Bad Guy. Soul Calibur, Maxi. I'll leave out like Marvel vs. Capcom and things like that. I'll leave that out. Yeah, there you go. Those are a few. If they do use the Sentinels in the MCU, I hope they don't make them look like a bunch of Terminator rejects. They were, well, that's what I mean. They were just super adaptoids. And there's a character, there's another android like robot in the Marvel Universe called the Super Adaptoid. And he can adapt to anybody. And I did not mind it, but I also did not like it either. That's all the Sentinels have become. And how did they become that way? Because of through samples of Mystique's DNA. I was just like, that makes no damn sense. That makes no damn sense whatsoever. Made no damn sense. I was like, how'd that work out? That's stupid. Tony Montana, is there a director in particular that you would like to see direct a comic movie? I want Joe Johnston to direct another one. And since he loves doing period piece, I would love to see Joe Johnson do a Shadow movie or something like that in the 1930s, because he loves doing period piece. So yeah, I'd do that. I love to see him do that. Joe Johnson. If he, I would love to see John Woo do a some kind of super or a comic book movie. It'd be great. Uh, yeah, there's a couple. Do you prefer Venom as the real villain or as an anti-hero? A little bit of both. He works as both. I don't mind him as both. What's up, Chris? Hey, Ken. Do you think Injustice Superman's story is gonna end? Yup. Good evening from Peace.NC. What up? Have you seen Rise of the Skywalker yet? No, but I've been kind of spoiled on it. You know, and what I heard is kind of already been spoiled on the damn thing, and it's like, all right, you got, you got, you know, Palpatine back. I just like that. That makes no sense. I just don't get Palpatine coming back. That makes no sense to me. And Rey choosing the name Skywalker at the end, I was just like, all right. I love Rise of Skywalker. I mean, it was a problem, but I enjoyed it. Okay. Instead of having an actual little wings on his ankle, what about wing tattoos on Namor's ankles in the MCU and what do you think about that? I don't mind. I don't really mind that. If they probably, I mean, there have been times where the wings on his ankles were not drawn in, like the later stuff, like they weren't there. So it was just to explain, okay, so how does he fly? They're probably going to go the route, Namor is a mutant. I don't like calling him a mutant because I don't feel he is a mutant. I don't feel he's a mutant, but they do. I don't even like the fact that they call him the first mutant because he's not. There were mutants, there are far older mutants than he is. And they could just do like Atlantean magic or something like that. That'd be good. Instead of Ken, name one thing in the X-Men comics that you either had a big feeling, a bad feeling, or just flat out disagreed with. At one point, making Xavier like some asshole, I was like, that was stupid. I can't. You said Rise of Skywalker was let down. In your opinion, I've heard people say the same thing. They said the beginning was good, the middle was fine, but then they said that I've had a friend that said that like the ending was just stupid. Do you want to see the Snyder cut? I don't care. I wasn't asking for your opinion, Primus. That doesn't matter. Like anybody can give their own opinion into it. Like, don't be like that. Like anybody can ask their opinion. That's what this is for. Like, I personally like Rise of Skywalker, but I can understand why people have problems with it. Okay. Who between Balder and the Enchantress would you like to see in? Who between? It's hard because I would like to see them both. I would love to see Balder. it would be kind of easy to explain where like Baldur and maybe some of the other Asgardians have been all this time. You know, even Sif. Like I would love to see Sif back. Enchantress would be kind of somewhat easy too. I still feel like Alicia Benz, who played Darla and Angel and all that, could be the Enchantress. I still feel she could kill that role. I would love to see an Enchantress though. Heck, I liked Punisher Warzone. I didn't hate Warzone, but I just felt that it was the gore was amped up too much that left the story flat. They could have did more with it, but I didn't hate it. You know, I just didn't think what's his name was a good. I mean, you could clearly hear his like. That's why he didn't talk a lot. Could an all-African superhero team, whether DC or Marvel, work out? Yeah, and DC has had it. Marvel is the only one that has it. DC has had a couple of all-black teams. Marvel has had a couple. The Crew, I can name the Crew. Definitely comes to mind. The one with Black Panther, Misty Knight, Storm, Luke Cage, and what the hell? What the hell? What is his name? Manifold. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. There's been a couple. Have you heard the controversy about Jeremy Renner and how that can affect the TV? You talking about this with his ex-wife? I've heard that, or his wife. Yeah, I've heard that. One line in Robert of Menatites that makes me laugh is pissed off as close as you are to a horse's wieners. Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about when Dave Chappelle said, pissed off. You know, I'd be if I was that close to a horse's wiener, I'd be worried about getting pissed on. Yeah, that was funny. One of my favorites is anything that was dealt with blinking cracked me up. I know I shouldn't be laughing at like somebody who was blind, but it was everything he did just made me laugh. Like there's the song when they were singing the song "Men in Tights" and he kept punching John like it cracked me up. And there was times Little John would give him looks like, if you weren't blind, I'd knock you out. So yeah, it was, stuff like that was just hilarious. Andre says, "Have you played Bloody Raw before? Have you played Bloody Raw before? And if so, you want to see the next? Would you want to see a new game come out?" Andre, yes. Ooh, boy, you don't know me very well, do you? You forgetting about me? Of course I played. I had 1, 2, 3. Malcolm had one for one of the Nintendo, I think it was GameCube. He rented it, yeah. Yeah, I loved Bloody Raw. I loved the whole concept, what they had. It was fun. Hugo was my dude. That was my man. I love wolves, so it's like, yeah, he was a wolf. Next runner-up was probably Long because I like tigers, and then Bakrayu, the ninja mole. Would I want a new game? Yeah, I would love a new game, but somebody needs to buy Hudson. They got to buy the rights from Hudson. That's the only way to work. And maybe even give it a real like story mode, like similar to like Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. are you really hoping that Doctor Doom has his own theme music? Yes, I am. I am not joking about that. I am not joking about that. He needs his own. When he comes on, his theme hits, and you know exactly who he is. Like like I said, like Vader had that dun dun dun. You knew that was Vader. You knew he was coming. So with Doctor Doom, I've always felt like Doctor Doom having something like, you remember the character in Generator X, Van Kleist? His theme, that dun dun dun. That was, I could easily have saw Doctor Doom having that. I was like, yeah, that works. Um. Uh. How do you think Bucky's story will end in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series? I don't know if it's going to end. It's probably just gonna continue, but he'll I think he'll find some sort of peace with himself, and it'll make him evolve the character into the man that Steve sees him as, so saw him as. Yeah. I don't want it to end. I mean, it's not going to end because Sebastian Stan has still got a couple movies left on his contract. He signed a 9-picture deal, and the TV shows do not affect those deals. So he has done how many movies so far? Cap, Winter Soldier, um, Civil War, Avengers. Was it Endgame? No, Infinity War, Endgame. He still has 4 more movies left on his, and hopefully one of those is maybe a movie, Winter Soldier, and they do kind of some of Ed Brubaker's work where he gets maybe put in prison, or finally gets noted that he's alive, and he's put away for his crimes as the Winter Soldier. That would be some good storytelling, you know. Burnout 7. Hey, what's up? I'm sorry you got spoiled about Raza's. Yeah, I don't really mind too much. I found a good actor who could portray Jaime Reyes. Zoe Mandorina. What do you think? I think I've heard that name before. Yeah, they're supposedly working on a Blue Beetle series for HBO. You know, that new deal that HBO and DC has with each other. I'm fine. I think I've seen him before. Could a solo Hercules series work in the MCU? Hell yeah. Hercules would be great. You just need to explain where he's been all this time. But to me, you got to make him Hercules. Like, he's not some guy who thinks he's Hercules. No, he is Hercules. You know, explain like where the other gods have been. I've always said the best way to go is, in my opinion, is like, to make it that gods do exist. They're not from, like how they've done the Asgardians. They try to mix them, saying they're gods and aliens. Now, these are gods. The best way I've always said they should go is that, being the fact that we don't pray to a certain god for this. It's always been said that when the mortals don't pray, the gods, they lose their powers and things. Let's go that route, that they lost their power, and they're basically now mortals, except for the demigods like Hercules. You can really go down that route the way Dave Abinett was going with his series, his last Hercules series. It was explaining why he's the real true first hero, and why all the heroes in the Marvel really should look to him as guidance. There you go. Go that route. You just need to explain, okay, where was he during this? Where was he? You know, and there's ways they could do that. But I would love to see Hercules in the MCU. I like Punisher Warzone. Okay, are you planning to see the New Mutants? I am boycotting that movie. Don't care for it. Don't care for that whitewash crap. Yep. I also liked Freddy versus Jason as well. Some people did. I love the Kingdom need to bring them back. Thoughts on Morbius movie? There was even an image of Spider-Man graphic on the wall that resembled the. I've seen the image of what's his name looking like almost straight out of the comic, and I'm like, okay, I see it. It looks all right, but still, the back of my mind is still this is still a Sony project. And there you go. And to me, as much as I like Morbius, but there's never been a real Morbius story that I really was like, oh my God, that was great. That really showcased the character. To me, Morbius has always been a supporting character at best. Homer Simpson and Bob become friends. I don't know. First of all, first of all, Bob, just because he's big, there's a reason why Bob is big like that. And it has nothing to do because he's just pudgy. He did that for a reason. And he's still very serious. He's not a joke, like that. So yeah. I think people get the misconception of Bob, like, oh, he's fat. I don't like to use that word, but yeah, oh, he's fat, so he must be the joke of the show. He's not. There was a reason why he put that on all that weight. It's all right. Do you think Matthew McConaughey could portray Two-Face or Norman Osborn? Well, he's gonna be Two-Face in Batman, the Batman. Sorry about that. What was he talking about? Yes, so he's gonna be Two-Face, so it's gonna be really interesting to see how he pulls off Two-Face. I don't know about Norman Osborn, but yeah. Viggo Morrison for Magneto could be a good idea. What do you think? I guess I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if they brought some of the actors who played the back in their fold, but if they need to go a different route with, that's fine too. I'm just saying. Does the Bucky cameo in Black Panther count, or is it just bigger roles? Cameos do not count. Cameos do not count as part of their contractual. No, cameos don't count. It does, meaning they are part of this project, speaking roles, like fully a part of it. Just that cameo. Those are just done for like, okay, but cameos never work, because if that was the case, the cameo that Chris Evans did in Thor: Dark World would have counted towards his contract, but it didn't. Even though that was Loki, excuse me. No. It's just a little wish of mine, but what do you think of Liam Neeson as Galactus? voicing Galactus. To me, you need a better voice. I like Liam Neeson, even despite the shit that he said, but I can see somebody with more. To me, when I see Galactus, I want a voice that kind of like, not like fear him, but whoa, you hear this voice? Like, whoa, there's a couple of different actors that can pull that off besides Liam. I wouldn't say Clancy Brown because Clancy Brown voiced Surtur, and it was hell, Keith David could do Galactus. I'll be great with that. Like, ooh, Keith David, that's Keith David doing a voice. Ooh. Do you think Yolanda Belova could pick up the Black Widow mantle in MCU? Nope, because I think she's gonna die. I think she's gonna die in the Black Widow movie, and that's the reason why Widow in the later movies was blonde, and to remember her somewhat sister. Like that's my belief. I think she's gonna die, but she's gonna she faked her death and is gonna work either with. I feel that they're gonna bring the Thunderbolts, and she's gonna be a part of that. Just saying. I could be wrong. But that's just me. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. All right, next. What time is it? Okay, we're good. We're still good, guys. Next. Daryl Phil. Do you like how they put Black Lightning in the Crossroads? Fine with it. The crossover. I'm fine with it. I would love to see more crossovers with Black Lightning. I definitely want to see a Black Lightning Flash crossover because they really got along. Like they really had a moment together, and I was just like, yeah. And even he's even said like, since doing this, I would love to do more. So I would love to see that. Like maybe Barry crosses over into his Earth and helps him out with something, and the Anissa and Jennifer get to meet one of Dad's super friends. And big ups to pretty much Black Lightning get renewed for a 4th season. I mean, CW is always the first to really quickly renew everything, and they renewed pretty much every show they have outside of Arrow and stuff like that. But all the superhero shows have got renewed, and Riverdale's got renewed, things like that. So yeah. How would you like for menacing? I want it to sound very menacing, very ominous, almost like you hear this music, it's like, oh shit. Like, oh shit. Like, let me play some for you. Okay. Let me play something for you. You hear that? Listen to this. This is nice, but listen, watch the tempo drop. You hear that? See the tempo? That was Van Cleist. If y'all remember the show called Generator X, which was based off the Image comic M-Rex, the villain in that, Van Cleist, that was his theme. Did you hear how that tempo dropped when it started like very like, oh, and then that burn, you hear that French horn coming, that burn, 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 drop. It dropped. That's kind of how I picture Doom's, but just you drop it even further. Kind of how what is his name? Jordan Peele has done with a lot of these classic songs. Look at what he did to I Got Five on It. Like how now he made that song creepy for me to listen to now. I can't even listen to it right anymore because he dropped it to make it so spooky. That's kind of how I want Doom's theme to go. Like the tempo is there, and so when he walks in, it's like, holy shit. Victor Von Doom. See? All right. Moving on. Is there a horror movie you believe deserves a remake? Not really. I know they're remaking The Howling, which I don't really care for. You know, why are they remaking that? I mean, I'm a big werewolf fan, and I love The Howling, and I don't think they need to remake The Howling, but they are. Not really. I don't think there's a horror movie that needs to be remade, in my opinion. Leave it what they are. You know, if you want to watch, there you go. Watch the classic. What do you think makes Jin Kazama from Tekken a great character in your opinion? I don't know now because he's kind of half and half. I would say some of the teachings that he learned from his mom has kept him kind of really crossing that line, but then it didn't because they went to war in 6. So yeah. And he became cold and heartless, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. What time is it? All right. We are about to wrap this up. And I got some stuff I want to tell you guys at the end, so really God, listen up. What animated Disney villain do you see being a dark side user or at least a member of the Galactus Empire? Jafar? Just one. Do you think that in the Hunchback of Notre Dame remake, Frollo would remain a judge or become an what the hell is it? Archdeacon, like in the novel? If they do a remake of Hunchback of Notre Dame, I would want them to go with more of the novel. I don't want them to cut and paste from the animated versions. That's what I just talked about that earlier. Like we've seen these last live action versions just be cut and paste right. It's just like, okay, cut, paste it in live action. That's why I'm so looking forward to the Mulan movie. Like this is way different. This faces more of the the myth of Han Mulan, the real person. So yeah. Where is it? Robert Englund as Mephisto. That would be interesting right there. Yeah, but I think they would want somebody a little bit more younger. And there is this talk that Mephisto will be in the next Doctor Strange along with Nightmare. And there are a couple of actors I can see playing Mephisto outside of Robert Englund. Don't get me wrong, I love Robert Englund, but I would want somebody else. Who would win in a fight? Ivan Drago or Super what? Oh, Super Macho Man from Punch Out. I don't know. Interesting and menacing sounding music. Yeah, that's Van Kleist's theme. That do that. Have you seen Brightburn? I seen some, and what I saw was pretty much the end. And I wish DC would bring back the Amazing Man, Will Everett, and Wood Bloodwind. Well, you mean the third? Because Amazing Man is there was three. So, and last time I saw him, he was a part of the JSA, and I don't know, just he's a nice character, but I don't think there's any writer that wants to use him. There you go. There's characters that just aren't being used. They're in the comic void. Like, there's just too many. It is what it is. Why do you say F Brightburn? Are you mad because it's basically what would happen if Superman was bad? Because that's exactly all it is. That's all that is. I mean, and it's not like he wasn't loved, but it was just like he just had a different. Like, I remember when they fell on his head, I was just like, oh, jeez. What music do you jam to these days? I haven't listened to the radio since the 90s. Jeez, most of the music I have is on my iTunes on my phone. So what's ever up on my phone, like I can't play it because I probably will get a copy on that one. But I do listen to a lot of 90s stuff and a lot of rock. Like, my favorite rock band is Metallica, so I have like a bunch of Metallica songs. I got a playlist of my top 50 favorite Metallica songs, and I'll just listen to that. Sometime when I'm on duty, I'm just like, okay, let me just listen to this. It's just, it's just a lot of stuff. It's just crazy. A lot of 80s music. So, because I'm right at the 80s chart, so I listen to a lot of that stuff as well. I barely listen to radio. I mean, not because it's not that I don't want to, but it's just just don't listen to it. Only when I'm like in areas that got like music. Except for the Avengers theme and Black Panther, I feel like there is a lack of momentum, memorable music themes for single MCU heroes. So let's hope Doctor Doom has one as epic as those of Doc Ock or Joker, right? Who would win in a fight between Hellboy and Spawn? That's a good fight right there. Shoot. Hellboy or Spawn? I probably would say Hellboy to some degree. But I'm saying, I mean, Spawn has been Angel, and so, but he can be killed though. I mean, Hellboy can too, but it's just hard. What things are you gonna tell us? That's at the end. It ain't now. Did you watch ECW back in the day? This is from War. I did watch ECW back in the day. Up here in New York, ECW used to come on the Madison Square Garden channel on Fridays, 2 a.m. in the morning. So I used to catch it from time to time there. And that was where I witnessed guys like Taz and Rob Van Dam. those are like my two guys I went to. I would always watch their matches, and I love Taz because he was small but he was so vicious. He was like a pit bull. Like this dude would throw around anybody. People were scared to fight this guy. Rob Van Dam, the point I thought that was really Van Dam when I was young. I thought that was Van Dam as wrestling. I was like, what? Because he looked so much like Van Dam. But yeah, I give a lot of respect to Tommy Dreamer and people like that. But it was Taz and Rob Van Dam that really got me into ECW. Dudley Boys, like I said, but it was really those two. Tony, I really hope they don't turn Black Adam into a hero like they did with Venom, because he is better as a anti-hero. What do you think? With Black Adam, Teth Adam, I wouldn't mind them going the route like what drove him to be. Power drove him to being how he is. He felt the power of basically being of the gods, and to him it's like, okay, the wizard gave me these powers. If I have the powers of a god, am I not a god myself? So, and go back and watch the Superman Shazam crossover. I can't believe I just said that. The Captain Marvel Superman crossover, and basically hear what Black Adam says to Billy when he has that woman in his and he's choking that woman out. And I love that line, because I'm like, please, Rock, put something like this in your movie. For one of the reasons why I'm also looking forward to it is the JSA is going to be in that movie. I'm like, yeah, I love the JSA more than I like the Justice League. So I want to hear somewhere down the line where Black Adam maybe kind of do that and be like, is this who I was supposed to protect? Why? Because they're weak? Because they're, when you crush an ant, between your foot, do you feel remorse for it? No. Do that make you evil? No. I want that in there because that makes sense. I hope Rock pays attention to that too. It's like, okay, somebody gives him that, like, look at this. This is the character that you're playing. Like, get a glimpse at how it was written here, because he's supposed to be the total opposite of Billy Batson. So yeah, with Venom came at it like, with Venom being who he is, you got to look at it from another point. He's not just a villain because he's a villain, but it's because of, one, Brock always felt, basically disrespected by Spider-Man, and two, when Spider-Man rejected the symbiote, it took that personally because to him, the symbiote felt like Spider-Man was the perfect host for him. So you spurn this sentient creature, and so he jumps to the person that has kind of that same hatred for you, hence why he became such a great villain. But then he also realized that, what? I can also be that lethal protector as well. I thought Captain America, Ant-Man, and Guardians had some memorable themes. Cap had a good theme. Ant-Man, that dun, 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 yeah. But the Guardians really didn't have a theme. They had classic music from classic bands and things like that, which is fine, but we're talking like really specific themes directly for them. Like even Iron Man didn't. It was Black Sabbath. I am Iron Man. Iron Man. It was, but still. And Black Panther. I love. Don't get me wrong. I love the soundtrack albums. I have two of my favorite songs on my iTunes now. You know, both of them with Kendrick Lamar, and I love, you know, love that song. Like that song is great. Let's see. All right, we're gonna wrap this up right now. Okay, let's finish these questions, and then I'm gonna say what I have to say at the end, and then we're gonna end it. Okay, I hope that Doom's theme is just as menacing and spine chilling. I'm telling you. Tony Menta, is there an actor in particular you would like to see portray Adam Warlock? No, not really. You know, it would be a real like FU to DC. They get Henry Cavill to play Adam Warlock. That'd be a big FU. Like, you want to mess with me as Superman? There we go. And look who I am now. Because I don't want him as a Sentry. Fuck the Sentry. Fuck that character. Okay. Once and Black Adam Throwdown, I hope it is as good as the big screen. Yeah, I hope so too. Do you hope to see Mr. Miracle in the New Gods movie? He's gonna be in it. You know, it's not even a question if he's not. I have a weird feeling that Marvel is going to build up the Sinister Six, have Spidey sacrifice himself to beat them, and then introduce Miles Morales. Do you think that's going to happen? Nope. Nope. Not at all. And I just because right now there's no real sign of Miles even getting remotely close to that. And right now Miles is doing his thing in the animated stuff. They're gonna just keep that going. Well, okay. That's the last question. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap this up. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for coming out again. Always a pleasure. Thanks again. This was the first of the new year. Now, as I always said before, guys, I do 2 Q&As a month. So, but there's going to be something different now. The next Q&A will not be live. So the next Q&A will be pre-recorded. And that's how I'm going to do now. So I'm going to do 1 live, 1 pre-recorded. I'm going to go back to doing that. So when I announce when, that's why I always say keep that, hit that bell, keep that bell that you see to keep notice of when I put up everything. Because I do put up posts, and that is where, when I put up that post, that is where you will send your question. There will be a limit to the questions for the pre-recorded. You can go up to, I've stated, guys, you can ask 4 questions. The pre-recorded, you can ask 4 questions. That's your limit. If not, that's fine. But when I post that post that's saying, okay, doing the next Q&A, the next, if you've got questions, send them here. So you can put it in the post section down there, and I will answer them there. But other than that, guys, it's a lot of stuff is definitely in the future of the channel. I can't wait to start doing the Mumford and Kid tries, where that's going to be a section where I try stuff that I've never tried or new things that have come out, and I'm trying it. I'm filming my reaction to what it is. One of them, I can let you guys know. I've told you a few of them, but the first one will definitely be a breakfast cereal. I love breakfast cereals. So I'm gonna try and film myself eating. Believe it or not, you know Hershey's Kisses, right? The little chocolate. They got a cereal out. So I'm gonna try this cereal on camera. There'll be times where maybe it'll just be myself, or I'll film with my brother. We'll try film together. But I'm gonna film myself eating this stuff and see if I like it. I hope it tastes like Cocoa Puffs. But I'll tell you right now, if it's shit, it's shit. I won't hold back. Like I said before, for all those who are new to the channel, again, please, you like my reactions, certain things, please subscribe to my all reaction channel, Mount Vernon Kid 2. You subscribe there. I just recently put up the new video request reaction. That's the place where you can request me to react to videos or something like that. And with the hashtag, if you do send me something, it has to be sent on that channel with the hashtag please react Chris. If you do, I give it a thumbs up, or I give you some, I respond, tell you when I put it up and things like that. That means it'll be there. What was the other thing? For all those who are asking, Chris, when you're going to get back in the comic reviews and things like that, they're coming back. They will be coming back, but I'll do it a little differently now. But yeah, they will be coming back. So you will see me start reviewing comics again. I've kind of fell off of that for a while, but that also was the mains. People really liked me talking about books that maybe they don't get, so you get to hear my perspective of it. Is let's see, gaming wise, I think I'm gonna stream some classic gaming on my gaming channel. I think next week or this week, I'm just gonna stream a couple of games, doing back-to-back, play a few, and then I'm gonna go to the next game. Kind of got the idea from one of my favorite YouTubers, Dashy. But yeah, I'm just gonna have a lot of fun with this new year with the channel. I've checked now. We are only now 20 pack members away from finally reaching 10,000 pack members. We would have been there, but a lot of channels were unused, and if you're not logging in or anything like that, Facebook will delete your account. It's just a precaution they do. But yeah, I would have been there. But yeah, I've checked back. We're at 9,984, I believe. So yeah, finally your alpha will have 10,000 pack members. And I thank you all. And when that happens, I will be doing a somewhat of a live, or I believe something of a giving away something because I hit 10,000. I'll do like a raffle and things like that. But in the meantime, guys, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Like I said, look out for everything to come in the future. See you guys.